Of you online today. My name is Joe. I live in Oregon, Wisconsin. I've taught group fitness and Pilates and yoga for about 25 years. And I own a little yoga studio down in Oregon, Wishing Tree Studio, which is right on Main Street there. And I didn't get a chance to come to Alicia's class, so I'm just kind of feeling this out today, getting an idea of what we like. We're going to mix up some yoga and some Pilates, really focus on the core as usual. But please feel free to give me input after class, suggestions, requests for the next 3 weeks, because I'll be with you for the next 3. What a beautiful space. We're set up, our mats are set up differently today just so that we can all face the building or we can all face the lake, and then we can just turn our heads to the side to see each other. But I'll also cue right and left. Most important thing is just that you hit both sides. So listen to your body, do what feels good to you, and I'll give lots of options. So if you'd start with the head toward the building and just rest down on your back in this beautiful space. It might feel good to bend your knees and leave your feet grounded to the floor. Maybe bring your hands to your belly or leave them by your sides. And just take a few moments to arrive. Just notice your body on the floor being held by the mat, and by the earth. Notice how it feels to be you in your unique body today. And then notice your breath. Notice the rhythm and the depth of your breath. Notice where in your body you're breathing. Maybe more up toward your chest if you're just rushing in. Maybe more down toward your belly if you're feeling pretty relaxed. Or maybe somewhere else. And then slowly see if you can slow your breath just a little bit. Slow your inhale, slow your exhale. And fill your rib cage in all directions, front, side, and back. And take 2 more breaths here. And then maybe let your legs gently sway side to side. Just checking in with the hips, the low back, the knees, the ankles. Feeling the feet roll across the floor. Feeling the pressure of the body switch from side to side. Good. And then come on back to center. Begin to notice your spine, the shape of your spine from your tailbone through your sacrum, up to your low back, that little space that's probably a little bit away from the floor, to your upper back, firmly in contact with the floor, to the space under your neck, and to the base of your skull. And that's our neutral spine. And we're just going to move a little in and out of neutral spine. So here we are in neutral. Bring your low back towards the floor as if somebody's pressing gently on your belly. And we're not squeezing it into the floor, we're just touching the floor. And release that back to neutral. And do that a few times. Let's add an exhale as we rock the pelvis back, and an inhale as we come back to neutral spine. And do that a few times. Exhaling to imprint, inhaling to release that. Good. This next time, come back to your neutral spine and put a hand on each hip bone, on the top of each hip bone. And lift your right hip bone just slightly and then your left hip bone just slightly. See if you can do this without letting your legs sway. See if you can do this without the help of your legs, just using those core muscles. Good. And then go ahead and release that. Let's bring both knees in. And using your hands on this one isn't cheating, by the way. Grab onto your knees. Draw your knees apart, push them away, bring them in close together, and squeeze them up towards your chest again. And we're just going to do a few hip circles here. Let's do one more that direction. And then this time, keep those knees together, press them away, pull them open and up and around. Feeling the weight of the femur in the hip socket. Nice. And then go ahead and place your feet back on the floor. Let's come to our arms. So palms down, start to raise your arms up overhead, lead up with your thumbs. Maybe they go all the way to the floor, maybe not, and that's fine either way. Exhale, palms down, and do a few more of those. At your own pace, let your body be patient with your breath. So use your entire inhale to reach, and your exhale to return. Good. And then since it's snowy out, let's switch that up a little bit. Inhale up overhead on your next inhale, and then exhale your arms around to the sides. And we'll do that 2 more times, like some snow angels here. Nice. All right. And moving into a Pilates 100. Lots of options here. You could leave your feet on the floor. You could bring your shins up parallel to the ceiling. You could straighten your legs if you're ready to do that. Let's bring our upper bodies up, and we're going to just start to pump the arms. If your neck gets tired though, put your head back down. And we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 2 more sets. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. Good. Squeeze your knees in. Let your body rock a little side to side, just to release. And we'll come back up for single leg stretch. Take your left hand to your left ankle, right hand to the knee. Stretch your right leg out long. Yeah. And then we're just going to switch sides. So a little bit of brain work, pulling the arms across side to side. See if we can add an exhale every time a leg is long. Go at your own pace. Let's do 2 more sets. Here's 1. Nice. And drop it back down to the mat. Maybe rock a little side to side or turn your head side to side to release. And we'll come back up. This is going to be different maybe than what you've done before. We're going to come up for a bicycle, but taking the right elbow to the right knee. And you heard that right. Same side, same side. Yep, same side. And then left elbow to left knee. Right elbow to right knee. Left elbow to left knee. You can support your head if that feels good. And an exhale every time a leg is long. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and drop it back down here. Let's bring feet back to the mat. Drop your knees together and your feet wide. So walk your feet out to the sides of your mat unless your knees don't allow that. And then start to sway your knees side to side. Good. And come on back to center. All right, let's take your right leg long, draw your left leg in, Give it a nice squeeze. And then reach that leg up to the sky. If that means that you bend your right leg, that's completely fine. We're going to take that left leg out to the side and circle it around while maintaining everything else in neutral position. So we're having to engage to hold it here. Let's go 4 more. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top. And let's switch and go the other way. So we'll go 8, exhaling up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that knee bend, but don't go anywhere. Take your left hand, put it on your left leg. Keep that nice neutral spine. Push down with your hand, push up with your leg. Resist. And hold. Let's hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop both knees and let it go. And then we'll switch. So left leg out, right leg to the sky. Yep. And we'll circle out, keeping everything else neutral. So turning on those core muscles to hold the body in place. Here's 4, 3, 2, and switch. We'll go the other way. Nice. 6. Here's 5, 4, 2, and 1. Good. Let that knee bend, hand to the knee. Press down with your hand, up with your leg. Feel the muscles turn on. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Draw those knees in. 1 more while we're here on our backs. Let's bring head up, hands to ankles. And we're going to use those snow angel arms. So legs are going to reach out, arms out, circle around. Big inhale to open, a circle to close. There's 3, 2, 1. Very nice. All right, come on up to sitting however you like. Change of position. And you can face me. That way we can see each other. Let's sit cross-legged if that's available, or however else works for you. Sit up nice and tall. Draw your spine up tall. Nice neutral spine. Let your chin drop down toward your neck. Towards your chest. And bring it back up to neutral. And do that a few times. Let your shoulder blades slide down your back. Good. And then let's go gently side to side, just as far as feels good. And then let your chin slide down back and forth across your chest. And come on back to center. Let's take both shoulders forward. And I always go forward first because it feels a little awkward to me. So I like to get it over with. And then circle one and then the other. You could also bring your hands to your shoulders. That feels nice. Yeah, and then a little circle backwards. Just let your upper body move with this. Seeing some good modifications. And then both together. So we'll circle back. Yeah, drop your right hand to the mat. left hand to the sky. We're going to keep both sides of our bodies long as we reach up and then over toward the lake. If this feels great and you'd like a little bit more, take your arm, reach out at a diagonal over that right knee. And we'll come all the way up and take a twist to the opposite side. And then come on back to center. Same thing. Right hand to the sky, a big reach up, both sides of the body stay long as we reach over. And if that feels great, maybe that diagonal. And we'll come on back to center and take a twist to the opposite side. And come on back to center. Let's come to all fours. Let's face the lake. So we'll face this way. A little bit of a different cat-cow for you today. Spread your fingers wide. Let your elbows be soft. Make sure your knees are right under your hips. If you need to roll your mat to make that comfortable, please do so. And then make the tiniest cat. The tiniest cat. Nobody can see it. Only you know it's happening. The tiniest cat. Just engage those muscles. And then the tiniest cow. And the tiniest cat. And the tiniest cow. And then slowly let them get a little bit bigger, noticing where you need the stretch, where you need the movement, the mobility. And add a little breath, possibly an exhale to the cat and an inhale to the cow, or reverse it if that feels better. Good. And then feel free to add a little organic movement. Maybe it feels nice to sway side to side or circle all the way around or lean more over your hands or more over your ankles. You could turn your toes under, get a little stretch for the feet. Really noticing in to what feels good. Good. And then come on back to center. Set up your neutral spine again. Find a neutral spine in this new position. Heads in line. Take your left leg back, toes to the mat. And then let that leg float up just to hip height. Nice. See if you can keep your toes pointing down on that side. Engage your lower abdominal area. Add your right arm, if that feels good. Good, you can stay right here playing with this, or if you need a little bit more challenge, you could draw elbow to knee and kick it right back out. Imagine that there's a footprint behind you and you're putting your foot right back in that same place every time. Let's do a couple more here. Good, release that. Take your left leg over your right leg. Stepping it away. Perfect, and have a look back at your foot. And then take that leg, swing it all the way over. You could put your foot flat on the floor. You could stay on the inside blade of the foot. Bring your right hand to the mat, left hand to the sky. Nice. Perfect. And come on down. And then come back to sitting. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Sit up really nice and tall. Nice, tall, neutral spine. And then let your back round, bring your elbows over towards your legs. Maybe they give a little weight, maybe not. And we'll come all the way back up. Take your legs out. Little Pilates twist, Pilates saw. Arms to the side, let your shoulder blades drop down your back. Nice neutral spine. We're going to take the left elbow back behind us as if we were tapping it on a wall. Bring it back to center. And we're trying to keep our arms parallel to the ground as we do this. Nice. Let's add some breath. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3. 2 more each side. Yep. It is very awkward reaching back with an elbow, isn't it? It feels weird. Good. Come on back to center. Take your right hand, reach it over towards your left foot. Take your little finger toward your little toe. It doesn't have to be a big stretch. Come on back, hit that center point. Same thing, other side. Good. Come on back to center. Make sure your shoulder blades are down. Yeah. And the other side. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale to reach. Inhale up. Exhale to reach. Inhale up. Exhale to reach. One more. Inhale up. Exhale to reach. Good. Bring your feet together while we're here. And let's do a spine stretch. So we're going to sit up as tall as we can, those nice toddler sits. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bring your chin down toward your chest. And imagine one vertebrae at a time, peeling off the wall behind you, reaching over toward the feet. Don't have to touch your feet. Inhale at the bottom, exhale up. Stack your vertebrae one at a time. Inhale at the top, exhale over. Inhale at the bottom, exhale up. One more. Inhale, exhale over. Inhale at the bottom and exhale up. Good. Let's face this way. Come back to all fours. Fingers spread wide, a little bend in the elbows, nice neutral spine. Do just a few cat-cows here, just to let the spine release, let those back muscles release after sitting up tall. Good. Come on back, find neutral spine. Take your right leg back behind you, toes to the mat. Float that leg up, just hip height. Hold that if you like. Add your left arm. And we'll just hold here. See if you can breathe, stay engaged, but maintain that sense of ease. And then if you want a little bit more challenge, maybe the elbow to knee, exhaling in, inhaling to reach, exhale in, inhale, reach. Good, let's do 3 more of those. Exhale in, inhale, reach, exhale in. Last one. Good. Bring your hand back to the mat. Take your leg, step it across the left leg, and have a look back towards your toes. And then we'll swing it all the way over. Blade of the inside blade of the foot on the floor or flat. Leave your left hand on the floor, right hand to the sky. Yeah. And then drop it back down. Good. A choice. You could come into child's pose if that's what you're needing. You could go to one side or the other. You could bring yourself into a down dog, maybe walking the legs. Or anything else. Maybe you need a twist. And then however you like, come on up to standing. And let's turn and face the lake again. Yeah, we'll start to flow a little bit, just a little bit. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, heart center. One more. Good. On this next one, inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Hinging at the hips until you can't go any farther. Then maybe bring your hands to your thighs. Let your head hang down. Let your knees bend. Roll yourself up Pilates style. And let's do one more of those. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands come heart center. Hinging over. Nice. Hands to thighs. Let your head hang down. Let your knees bend. Roll yourself all the way up. And arms up. Bring hands heart center. All right. Step your left leg back behind you. Do what it takes to just set up a really nice, solid lunge here, facing the lake. Let's bring both arms up. Spread your fingers wide. Give your arms some energy. Let's bring arms to cactus. Yes. Inhale all the way back up. Bring your hands heart center. One more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, open to cactus. Inhale up. And bring your hands heart center. Let your left foot spin out toward me. So now we're in warrior one. Hips are at a diagonal, shoulders facing the lake. Reach those arms up one more time. Big reach up. And then let's bring them behind the back. Many options here. You could just put them on your hips. You could lace them behind your back. You could lift your heart here. And if you like that, reach forward. Go ahead and do that. Yeah. See if you can do it without letting your head drop down to start. Yes, let's inhale all the way back up. Find a warrior two. Right arms forward, left arms back. Take your right hand to the sky, peaceful warrior. Yeah, something a little different maybe. Bring your right elbow to your knee. Take your left hand, draw a line across the horizon. When it gets to the top, open up. Good. Take it back. Peaceful warrior. Beautiful. Come back to warrior two. Pivot your feet toward me. And bring your hands heart center. A wide leg forward fold here. As far as feels good, you can bring your hands to your thighs. You can bring your fingertips to the mat. You could step your fingers through or reach for your toes. Any of those things. Take 2 breaths here. And then let your knees bend just a little, roll all the way up. And shoulders back. Nice. Let's bring feet together. Root your left leg down into the floor. Draw up through your leg, keeping a little bend. Draw up through your core, draw up through your spine, hands heart center. This right leg could stay right here. Toes on the mat, it could come to the lower leg. If you like, it could come to the upper leg. Try to avoid your knee, but if you notice you're just gotta go there, just don't push, right? You can put some pressure down on the lower leg. You can put some pressure on the upper leg. And maybe we reach. Good. Bring hands heart center. And step out. Shake it out a little bit. And we'll go over to the other side. So let's do the same facing the building. Same on this side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. We're going to fold over, hinging just from the hips. And then let your head drop down. Let your knees bend Pilates style. Roll it back up. Stacking the vertebrae. Shoulders back. One more. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hinging forward. Good. Hands to thighs. Let your knees bend. Roll it back up. And we'll inhale up. Bring your hands heart center. And then go ahead and set up your lunge this way, all 10 toes pointing to the narrow edge of the mat. Yeah. Good. Let's inhale up and just hold. Spread your fingers wide. And then open to cactus. Feel your back muscles. Inhale to reach. Exhale to open. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale to squeeze. Good. Inhale up, spin that back foot out. We're in warrior one now. So bring your hands heart center. Just hold here for a second. Yep. So the front knee is really bent. Back knee is a little bit bent. We'll reach up to the sky. And open to cactus. And then bring those hands behind your back. If it feels good to draw your shoulders back, go ahead and do that. If you like that big reach into humble warrior, take a couple breaths here. And then we'll inhale all the way back up. Final warrior two. Good. Let your shoulder blades drop down. Good. Take your left hand to the sky, peaceful warrior. Yep. So we're just reaching up. Take that left elbow to the knee. Right hand comes across the horizon until we open up. And send it back the other way. Peaceful warrior. And back to warrior two. Good. Pivot your feet toward me. Hands heart center. This time, we're going to be reaching side to side. If it feels good to let your knees bend while you do that, go ahead. Otherwise, you can keep your legs straight. So fingertips to the floor or hands to thighs, elbow to knee if you like when we walk across. Otherwise, you can take your fingertips across the floor, letting the right knee bend. The left inner thigh gets the stretch. Walk your hands back the other way. Left knee bends, right inner thigh gets the stretch. And just do it a couple times at your own pace. Good. And then come on back to center, heel toe your feet in. Come up and we'll catch that tree on this side. So hands come heart center. So root the right leg down. Left toes can be on the mat. The lower leg, the upper leg. Try not to press on the knee. And maybe a reach. Maybe a cactus. Good. And step out. All right. Let's go on down back to the mat. Let's face the lake. So come to your belly. Size are good. Size are good. We're going to do just a couple little cobras. So coming up just as far as you can without pushing with your hands. So you could almost do this hands off the floor. Notice the motion in your upper back. That's what we're looking for. Good. On this next one, come up a little bit higher, maybe. And then as you drop down, let your legs lift up. If you like to reach your arms to the sides, you can do that. We're going to inhale as the upper body lifts. Exhale as the lower body lifts. Inhale, upper body. Exhale, lower body. One more. Inhale, upper body. Exhale, lower body. Bring your hands back, palms up, locust. Yeah. So trying to put more of that effort in your upper back, squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then release that forehead to hands and take a little rest. Let's bring hands out in front. So a couple options here for a Pilates swim. You could just lift your left arm and your left leg, which is fabulous exercise. And then switch sides. And you can go at a pace that's comfortable to your body. And if you like the Pilates swim, you could reach both arms and legs and start to flutter arms and legs. It has some breath. We'll inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more set. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring your forehead to your hands and rest. And then finally, while we're still on our bellies, come on up to Sphinx. So elbows are on the mat, palms are down. We are supporting. So we're engaging the lower abs, drawing the shoulders back. We're going to make this a really engaged Sphinx just for a minute. Press the tops of your feet to the mat. Notice what happens. Yeah. And if your ankles don't allow that, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. Press down with your arms and then pull back as if you were going to pull yourself forward. Feel that upper back. Stay here 2 breaths. Good. Gently release that and let your head hang down. And then make your way to all fours. Let's come up with a neutral spine. Fingers spread wide. Tiniest of cats. Tiniest of cows. And then start to make a little bigger. Maybe exhaling to cat, inhaling to cow, if that feels natural to you. Good. And then something that may be a little different. Just turn fingers in and just notice how that feels. This is called drinking lion. And it's kind of like cat-cow, only more, bigger. We're going to reach down toward the floor, come up through our cow that way, as if we were lapping up water. Good. Let's do 2 more. Nice. And come on over to your back. Once you get set up, feet on the floor, we'll take one big inhale. On the exhale, let your tailbone, your sacrum, your low back, and your mid back come up off the floor into bridge. Take an inhale at the top, and then exhale down, thinking of moving 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, exhale to lift. Inhale at the top, exhale to lower. And inhale, exhale up. Inhale at the top and exhale to lower. Good. Shift your hips just off to the right. Open your arms wide. If that feels nice. Drop your knees over to the left. And just as far as feels good. And then we'll return them to center. Shift the hips to the left. Let your knees drop to the right. Maybe look over your left arm. And come on back to center. Good. If it feels best to you to stay in constructive rest, you can do that. Otherwise, move into Shavasana. With legs stretched out, maybe palms up, feet can drop apart if that feels good. And then just arrive again, just notice. What does it feel like now in your unique body? How is your breath? How is the rhythm and the depth of your breath? Where are you breathing? Let your belly be soft. Let your body be heavy. Let your breath be natural. And take this last minute to rest. Now start to bring a little gentle movement back to your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes or just taking a couple deep breaths. Finding a stretch that feels good. And then let your knees bend. And turn on your left side. And stay there for a breath. And then gently help yourself to sitting. And let's take one breath together. So big inhale up. Exhale, bringing hands heart center. May we dwell in safety. May we be happy and healthy. May we be at peace. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank you, Monona Terrace, for this beautiful space. And thank you to the sponsors and to those online.